Good morning. It's Wednesday, March 28th. I was just up in Canada for a couple of days, and I want to give some impressions about the lobster market. First of all, why are the live lobster prices right now the highest they've been at this time of year for the past several years? The reason is that a much larger proportion of the Nova Scotia harvest last fall than usual went to processing and went into other uses. The reason is that because of warmer water temperatures, a lot of the lobsters that were landed were not of the quality that enabled them to be held in pounds for a long-term live shipping, which is what the market mostly depends on right now. As a result, there's less inventories of these live lobsters in the pounds, and prices are quite high. Now, the outlook for this coming season, last year on May 1st and shortly after that, prices tended to increase in Canada because the landings were very slow. And once it developed that there was not going to be as much product as possible, buyers began to compete for what was available. This year, it's more likely that landings are going to be heavy almost from the get-go, given the fact that we've had warmer weather and the ice is retreating faster than it has in other years, even though it hasn't retreated yet, as you can see. Now, the second issue is the development of domestic and overseas markets for lobster. Increasingly, North American lobster is becoming a global commodity. And because of that, the market demand in Europe and the market demand in Asia is having more and more influence on the value of that product. The European market is kind of slow this year. Sellers report that since December, January, there has been a real fall off in sort of European appetites for lobster, driven both by an unfavorable change in the exchange rate and by the general economic slowdown that seems to be occurring in Europe. Asian demand is up, especially in China and other Asian countries like Japan and Korea and so forth. However, this has so far been mostly a live market. The frozen market is increasing, however, but the frozen market, there might be more speculation about how much this demand is than actual. And for example, in one of our stories today, we talk about a Maine company whose intention is to ship frozen lobster to China rather than shipping it to Canada first. This is something that's going to be increasingly happening as lobster in North America becomes more of a global commodity. And long term, that's going to probably increase the relative value of lobster. But for the short term, in 2012, there's quite a bit of lobster tail inventory on the market right now, and there's enough product overhang that heavy landings coming into the U.S. will help to keep prices at their current levels or slightly lower. In Lexington, Mass., this is John Sackton.